Greetings, people of Earth. This is Mr. Teacher. This is another episode of the Adventures of Mr. Teacher and Friends. And my friend today is someone that I have known since junior high, Miss Debbie Carden. And her husband Larry, we were filming in her backyard of Shooting Star Studio and Farm. And we had just completed, not too long ago, the Eudora Heritage Festival, which is largely the brainchild of this young lady next to us. And I wonder, Miss Deb, can I call you Miss Debbie?
Absolutely.
Miss Debbie, what?
Mr. Teacher.
This is, even though it takes a town and a village to come up with something like a festival, this originated as your brainchild, and it's sort of a personal note.
Yes.
And how did that come about?
Well, I grew up in a home where my dad loved good food, barbecue particularly, old bluegrass country music, and he grew up in a family where everyone played and sang. Without any formal training, they entertained each other for hours. They often had to feed their neighbors or help out other farmers, so helping other people who were going through a struggle, a hard time with a sack of groceries, it was commonplace. My dad loved history, and I remember him reading lots of books on history and teaching me about western Kansas, and I got to hear all the stories from his childhood and how he helped build I-70 from the Colorado border to Topeka. And so when my dad passed away, the one thing I was not prepared for was how to enjoy all those memories without being in a cemetery at his grave headstone crying and mourning his loss, because my dad would never ever have wanted that. He loved entertaining people, making fun, sharing food, stories. And so when I thought about my dad, if he could be here, what is one of the ways my dad would want us to remember him? Well, barbecue. Let's just have some barbecue. Let's have some old-fashioned music, and everybody sing and dance, and let's share some food with some people who are going through a rough time and need a helping hand. And let's tell some history. Let's pass it down to each other. And it came from there. So it's kind of like a pay it forward idea, except you pay it afterwards. So we took all of the best qualities of the man, Dennis Burchett, and he wasn't a perfect man, wasn't a perfect father, wasn't a perfect husband. I'm not trying to glorify him in any way. He was a very common man, just your average, hard-working man. He had a lot of wonderful ethics, and an average American in every single way. There's no reason for him to be to stand out in anyone's memory for anything unusual. As far as I know, he did nothing incredibly unusual, but the things that he did well, and I remembered them. And I looked around, as a child, I looked around and I saw the goodness in what he did, and it made a huge impact on me, and I wanted to remember him the way he would want to be remembered. And when I say paid afterwards, that's what I mean. And I hope someday when I'm gone, if my children or grandchildren want to do something in memory of me and celebrate me, we'll go do something that I love to do. You know, share whatever you have with whoever you can, or play some music, sing, get into the history museum, support your local nonprofits. That's really how we came. And then I kept asking everyone I knew, do you think I'm crazy? And they said, no, we think you should do it. So we did it.
This festival this year was not the first version of this. This
Right.
is your third year or fourth year. So how did it start out I don't want to tell the story for you, but the barbecue contest.
The whole idea was there, but I was told by other people who had helped manage festivals to start small but dream big. And all of those things I mentioned we were dreaming of doing, but we started very small. So we started with a barbecue contest, and then we built on that. And it takes, when you look at the statistics, 7 to 10 years to build a festival that is well attended and that can make some money and support itself. And then in that package of starting with the barbecue festival, we had to become a nonprofit. So there's also a process to becoming a nonprofit, which is one small step at a time. And those are the two things we started with, the barbecue contest, and we got a few sponsors and a little bit of money and went from there.